Yo, what's going on, everyone? Back at it with another build guide. In this build, we're going to be building a Boba Fett ship, or Slave 1 as it's called. This one's pretty tricky because there's no real good curved pieces, so this is about as good as it's going to get. It doesn't fly like it does in the movies, it just goes straight like this. So there is some downsides to it, but this is about as good as it's going to get for Boba Fett ship. So with that being said, let's jump into the build. Now that the ship is apart, we can start the build guide. We will be using some exclusive vendor parts sold at Hope Tech. This is at Hopetown in the Velo star system, so you will have to go there for some of these parts eventually. But I would recommend starting out at a ship landing pad at an outpost first to get the basic layout done, and then you can go and get the exclusive parts. You will have to go to multiple vendors. So we have a Nova Galactic kind of cowling piece here. This is just the front triangle. We will use the variant that you hit the D-pad left or right to get the variant piece, and then we use the back piece of that. These are all three the same piece technically. You just hit the D-pad to switch variants. We have a Stroud Cap A piece on the front. We have a Teo cowling on the front, and then a single habitat. And then we continue that along the other side with the same pieces. We have the exclusive Hope Tech spine here, and then a Hope Tech Habitat cross brace. These are only found at, like I was saying, the Hopetown Velo star system. This is where our four landing gear are. They are just Stroud Eklund landing gear, nothing too special. We do have a Teo landing bay in the front. Tried to put it in the back, it just didn't look right. Then we have our two 1x1 pieces here. There's 6 of them, so we got 6 2x1s. And you just kind of carry this around to the other side. For our like kind of wing pieces, these are Nova Galactic radiators. We have 2 different versions, so you have to look around for those. Again, you can find these in the ship landing pads at outposts, so that's where you can get most of the parts. The exclusive ones for this are the Hope Tech pieces. So this is our base layer. We do have that back Stroud slope here also. Now moving on to our next layer. Get a little bit complicated here. We will put a Nova Galactic cowling on the front. We then have our 2 Stroud cowling pieces, our caps here on the side. We also have those kind of triangle Nova Galactic cowlings again, just above them and back slightly. We have another Hope Tech exclusive habitat spine. On either side, we put a B-class grav drive and a kind of fuel tank here that's like flat. It's only a single layer. All this is single layer here except our reactor, which is a double layer tall. We also have our shield generator on this layer. We have a 1x1 habitat and a 2x1 habitat for the straight section here, and then 3 1x1 habitats on the back. We then finish with a Stroud cap and a Stroud cap C. These are the rounded slopes and then a straight slope in the center. We will then put this on top of our first layer, like so. You want the nose piece to be covering up that first nose piece there, but then slightly back, so we can get an elevation build for the cockpit. This is kind of how it lines up and looks. Now moving on to our next layer, we have 2 1x1 Hope Tech pieces here. These are just habitats. You can get these at most places. You don't really have to use these habitats. I was just at Hope Tech a lot, so that's why all of mine are Hope Tech pieces. You can use whichever one. Painting them different colors because they show on different parts of the ship. On the outside, you can see them. We have a Shroud cap on either side. We then have a Teo cowling cap on either side, and then a backwards version of that on either side. This is a Stroud slope piece here, a Stroud cowling on the slide. It's kind of sloped sideways. We have that on either side. We then have our Class B engines here inside the ship. You kind of had to hide the engines on this ship just to make it look a bit better. So these are the engines we're using. You can substitute these out for other engines, but these are the ones I found to fit the best and work the best. We then have a Stroud cap on the back. Again, we're just kind of building up the layers of the same pieces we're used. We're just painting them different. We then have a 1x1 habitat on the back, and then we have our 2x1 in the center here. And we'll just move this over. We have to go back and grab the rest of it. If it will let us place it down. There we go. Let's grab our other sections here. And then we can move these over and put these on the sides of the ship. These kind of cover up some of the, like the rebar pieces that connect the wings. But then moving on to our kind of top section here, we have a tail cowling again, and then we have a habitat 1x1, and then a 2x1, and this is where I put the storage. You could move the storage inside the ship or kind of move out some of those habitats, change them around. Then have a 2x1 in the back. Again, those shroud cap pieces on the front, either side, that are sloped. We then have that center slope piece here, like we had on that previous layer. And then we have another slope piece in the back on either side. We just kind of mirror that, and we can move this entire section over. Pretty simple layer. Put that on top like so. We then have our kind of top section here that gives it kind of this actual Boba Fett looking ship. We have a Armstrong Hope Tech cockpit. We then have these exclusive Hope Tech pieces only found in the Velo star system at Hopetown. These are exclusive there. I have not found them anywhere else. If they are, let me know. These are habitats that are kind of rounded, so they're pretty unique. Can't really get them too many other places. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those to give us that kind of spine section of the ship. We then have a Hope Tech mid cap on the top, along with a Hope Tech companionway habitat on the bottom. I also put a side horizontal weapon mount on either side, and then put weapons on it so you can have your guns on the ship. We then grab this entire section and we'll move it over to the top of the ship, like so. And this is Boba Fett's ship. Let me know if you built it, what you think of it. I can't think of a better way to do it. There may be one out there, let me know. But I think this is as best as it looks in Starfield. I don't know what else you could really do without mods. So this is Boba Fett's ship without mods in Starfield. And thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.